Hey guys, it's Nicole and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome as well. I'm Nicole and I grow orchids in my apartment in New York City. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through how I set up my new grow shelves. So as you guys know, I got way too many orchids through the pandemic and I now have about 200 on these shelves. Now these are 2 3-foot shelves and 1 2-foot shelf. I decided to get a 4-foot shelf. So we're going to put together the shelves, the LED lights, and all of the little knickknacks to get this done and space out my orchids. So what I did was I put the shelf upside down and then put the legs through the holes, and then I lifted the shelf up, and that way you don't really need any help to put it together. My cat, of course, was not any help. She just jumps right into any box that she sees. I took out one of the shelves that came with the stand so that I could give more room if I have longer spikes and buds. So I decided to put it off here on the side. I actually moved the fan from that corner to the other side of the room so it can oscillate and hit both shelves. So I just unpacked some new LED lights. I used the Orchid hobbyist lights. They're spike producers. I got some shelf liners and I also have some zip ties. So we're gonna put this all together just like I have my other shelves set up. So I've put together lights like this many times before. I've been frustrated where I've put them on wrong and I've had to redo it. So let me walk you through my thought process here. So these lights have a receiving end and an input end usually, and one goes into the other. I lay them out before plugging them in so that the input side is next to the output side, and then I start from the bottom with the plug because the plug also has, this one is a receiving connector. So I start from there and I line everything up so I know what plugs into which plug. And then once I have everything laid out, then I make sure that everything's alternating and makes sense. The cables are out, but I haven't actually put the zip ties just yet because I've a million times over I've messed this up. So we'll start from those connections and then we'll work our way up, alternating between each type of connector, each type of cable, and then we will start using zip ties to put them up. You can also use whatever clasp or anything you have available, but the important part for me is starting from the outlet and then working our way up. So as you can see, I already put a couple of lights up and I'm using some 8-inch zip ties, and I put them starting in the middle since I'm installing this all on my own and they're 4 feet. So I start by lifting the light up, putting that zip tie in the middle, and then I put the zip ties along the side. When I'm done, I then cut the excess material, move the zip tie so that the notch is on the side instead of on so that the surface is flat for my shelf liners, and then go from there. So I've turned on the lights and everything is working. Again, apologies for the light. I'm gonna get a better camera so you guys don't have to see this any longer, but everything's working and I'm gonna start cutting off the little zip ties and getting my shelf liners on these shelves. I'm also going to tuck in the cords on the side to make them look nice and neat. I like to tuck them in so that it looks good and there's no cords dangling, and that's what I did with the other shelves. So as you can see, everything has been tidied up. I've put the shelf liners on. I find the shelf liners important when you have small pots that can fall through the sides. And I've taken the excess cord material and I just used the zip ties to accommodate them right next to the shelves. I'm going to go ahead and use a Wi-Fi plug. I find it very convenient. It attaches to an app on my phone and I can control my lights from there. I'll link these down below. This is the final outcome. So I have a fan hitting these orchids as well. It oscillates between both shelves. And what I did was I moved my Cattleya orchids over. So I'm using much stronger lights. These are the Orchid Hobbyist Spike Producer lights. So I just decided I'm just going to grow my Cattleyas on that shelf. It looks like I barely made a dent, but my plan for New Year's is to buy less orchids. I will keep you updated on changes I make to the grow space, and thank you so much for watching. Bye, everyone.